Hey everyone, Domino Jack here, and today we are going to talk about Diablo Immortal. This video is for someone who is thinking about maybe playing Diablo Immortal or has just started it, but would like to know some early game info and tips to help them through. Now, these are my tips and my info. There are definitely other people out there giving more tips and tricks to the game, but this video is from the brain of me, Domino Jack. Now, for those who didn't know, Immortal sits between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. So we get our beloved Deckard Cain back, so we can hear him say things like,
There you are. Come, stay a while. The two of us have much to discuss, I'm certain.
amazing. Now, Diablo Immortal is an online MMO, and it can be played on your mobile phone or PC. But keep in mind that at the time of this video, PC is still in beta, so we are sticking with mobile for this video. Immortal also supports the use of controllers, so if you aren't a fan of the on-screen controls, you can hook up a controller and use that. Now, on to the tips. Tip number 1. Log into your Battle.net account. This is super important if you want to be able to play the same account on both PC and mobile. So, you could start a character on your PC and then get up and go and play it on your mobile, but only if you are logged in first on your Battle.net, so make sure you log in. Once you've logged in, pick your server. As you can see, I have characters already on Bale, but for this video I am starting a brand new character on Bloodsworn. Now, I don't know about other people, but I've forgotten a lot of the early game content once I've gotten to the end game, so really, I needed a refresher. Now pick your class. In my opinion, all the classes are good, so pick whichever one you like. Like to be a tank? Go Barbarian. Want to be a bit of a supporter and buff your team? Crusader. Want to be super DPS-y but squishy? Wizard or Demon Hunter. Want to just raise the dead and watch them kill everything while you run around collecting shinies? Necromancer. And last, the Monk. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a lot about the Monk class. I don't play it. But you hit a lot of stuff, up close. But fear not, if you pick a class and you don't like it, you can always go and change it at the Shifting Flame in Westmarch, after you reach level 35. And you can do this once every 7 days. Just make sure you read the info about what happens when you do change class. And that takes us to tip number 2. Read! I can't stress this enough. Read the tips that the game tells you. The game tells you a fair bit about how things work and how to do things, so read those tips. So pick your class, customize it to your heart's content, and let's get into the game. And on to tip number 3, aiming. The game will generally aim your attacks towards a group of mobs. However, you can have much more control over this. Go into your settings, turn on primary attack aim. This will add a yellow line and circle on the ground to show the direction you are aiming in, and you can move this to point where you want. I find this very helpful later on when you are in PvP. I also like to change the delay down to 0. Continue on the road, and as you go, you'll level up, get skills, and find items. And there we go to tip number 4. Make the game pick up loot for you! Go into your settings and turn on auto pick up items. You can choose the rarity level of what is auto picked up, but early game, I pick up everything. Just keep in mind, you still need to run over the top of the item to collect it. And if a legendary drops, you have to manually pick that up yourself. But legendaries shine super bright, so you shouldn't miss them. Tip number 5, potato. Yes, you heard me, potato. Now, this is a personal preference of mine. I like to make my game look like a potato so it runs better. It ensures my phone doesn't heat up and the game runs smoother. Look, maybe you have a better phone than me, or you're on PC and you can push it to the limits. Me, I cannot. We play it on the lowest of low settings and it's perfectly fine. Low settings advised. Tip number 6, salvage unneeded gear. It just takes up space and you don't need it. Salvage and then upgrade the gear you have on. Don't worry about waiting for better gear, because the upgrades and gems equipped can be moved onto newer and better gear. When you equip the newer gear, just hit transfer to transfer the rank and the gems over. The only gear you should wait to salvage is legendary gear. When you find a legendary item, go to an identifier. There is one in every camp. We are using the one here in Westmarch. Identify your items, and if you don't need them, extract their essence first. If you get a legendary piece of gear but don't need it, make sure you extract the essence at the essence transfer location in Westmarch. All the ones I have extracted are in yellow, and any I am still missing are greyed out. You can then inherit attributes from equipment of the same class. So this headpiece here, I can change its name, appearance, and legendary attribute from another headpiece that I had previously extracted. I can then change it back as well. You can do this as often as you like. If you have previously extracted attributes and have duplicate gear, you can now go and salvage those items. You do need to salvage legendary items if you do not need the item, as legendary gear gives glowing shards, which you need to upgrade higher leveled gear. Tip 7. The grind to hitting Paragon. Early game grind can be a bit rough in a few stages. My advice for this is with the Codex Battle Pass points that you get for completing parts of the guide or the activities. Keep completing the tasks, but do not press claim on the rewards. Hold off claiming anything until you hit a level block, and then go in and claim everything you need to push you to the next level. The collections in Conquest and Achievements, you can claim these at any point as they reward hilts, not Battle Pass points, so they do not affect your XP. In case you're wondering as well, the XP bar is this bar here at the bottom of the screen. Tip number 8. Collect Monster Essence. Once full, make sure you turn them in at the Heraldric Altar. The altar unlocks as part of the main storyline, so you can't miss it. As soon as you have the notification that you have filled up on Monster Essence, go and turn it in. You cannot claim any more Essence, and turning in Monster Essence is great for getting XP to help you level up. Tip number 9. Do your dailies. There is a fair amount of content to complete each day in the game. Getting your first kill gives you a daily reward. In your codex, there are daily activities you can do to get more Battle Pass points. The main 3 are collecting Monster Essence up to 10, 3 times a day to do the 3 bestiary pages. Once you have unlocked it, the Legacy of the Heradrim can be done once a day, and there are bounties. You will see I have 24 bounties to do because I missed some days. Every day, 8 new bounties are added, but if you haven't finished bounties from the day before, they will stack to the next day up until a total of 24 bounties. The max is 24, and every Monday they reset back to 8. The other daily is to collect the free rewards in the shop. I should also note that there is a daily soft cap on legendary items. After you find 6 legendary items a day, the rate of finding them is decreased. This is the same for gems. Being in a party of 4 for dungeons increases the chance of gem drops, but after 6 gems a day, it is decreased. There are other dailies you can do, such as Battlegrounds 3 times a day, your Shadow or Immortal dailies, visiting the Hilt Trader for daily purchases, and so on. I will note, once you have unlocked the Heliquary, the bosses in here are not daily, but instead weekly. You can do LaSalle, Batarth, and Gorgothra once a week, and you can do it with any random 8 players or in your warband. Tip number 10. Join a warband. But don't feel like you have to be stuck to one. Even though you may already be in a guild in the Shadows or the Immortals, the warband is a smaller group of people that you can do activities in the game with. One of those things being the Heliquary raids. A lot of people, though, will move warbands to join others just to complete the raids. At the moment, I am not in a warband, but I can join one by going to warbands and applying for one, or creating my own and inviting others to it. Tip 11. Getting stuck. I've never actually had this happen, but say you get stuck somewhere in the game and your character cannot move. Go into your settings and hit the unstuck button. This will move your character to a safe location. And on to tip number 12, Party Finder. If you go into the menu and select Party Finder, here you'll find a bunch of people either looking for other people to help them with dungeons or hidden lairs, and you can apply and join these if you're also looking to do these areas. You can see some of these here are full and some of them have spots where you can hit apply to join. You can go other, you can go dungeons, you can go zones to see different things. You can also change the difficulty level if you're looking for certain things at a certain difficulty. You can also, if you want, create your own post if you are looking for people to help out in a certain area. So if you go into create post and change it to what you are wanting to get a group for, selecting your level difficulty as well, and create that. And so this is a really great way to find other people to help you out or to do hidden lairs and dungeons together. And that's it from me, Domino Jack, for this video of beginner tips and tricks for Diablo Immortal. Are you playing Diablo Immortal? Have any of your own tips and tricks to add? If so, comment them below. I'd love to read more tips and advice from others in the community.